any given Sunday.
That's money on the track, yeah.
I can touch down in your end zone. I can bring a Super Bowl chip home. Woo. My team better be yours. Woo. My team better than yours. So
Welcome to Sunday OJ. I am one of your co-hosts. Big Scream, well, Little Scream. I actually lost to Wheezy. What was that, week 8? I think week 8 or 9. So, Little Scream for this episode because he's going to hold it over my head. And Mr. Troll over here to my right, Big OG, Big Thotty Johnson, won't stop trolling me about it, man. OG, how you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, actually. Real good.
Wheezy, you there? Is our lovely trade committee friend there? Are you there?
Well,
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you sound depressed, man. What's wrong? What's going on? You want to talk to us? Is it because Trent shared the blue toy in the chat?
Nah, I'm weak and stupid.
no homo. Let me shut up. That was a huge ass toy.
Hey, yo, did
Just
you,
sitting by the TV.
bro? Solo Real Live came out and said, yo, that Jay put me to shame, bro. That Jay had me crying. I was like, yo,
yeah, that's just something you
what?
don't say though. You don't say that. You can't say that.
Hey, bro, bro, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's literally just like, yo, that's just things you don't admit. And man said that. Hey, nah, bro.
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
no
You know
way.
what's funny? No homo. He like 4'11". Let me shut. Never mind.
Hey,
Type
bro,
that shit in.
chill.
He like
Well, really
4'8".
type that shit.
Type that shit in the chat was smooth as all butter, bro, for no reason. Like, I was so confused. But I was like, you know what? That's that man business. I ain't got nothing to do with it, man. It's been a lot of talk, a lot of things, and we are not addressing none of that on this podcast. So if that's what you're here for, just go ahead, click off, because we're not addressing none of that stuff. But we can talk about these conference championship games and what just happened this weekend. As these two lovely Chiefs bettors know, big elite Patrick Mahomes finally has defeated Joe Burrow 23-20 in the AFC Championship game to go to his third Super Bowl at age 27. And then, Jalen Hurts, the man who was benched in favor of Tua Tagovailoa in the Alabama Championship game a couple years ago, transferred to Oklahoma, is now going to the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles, who make their second appearance in 5 years, looking to claim their second Super Bowl. So, how did you guys feel about the Chiefs game first and foremost? I know the big Mahomes is coming, but, OG, talk to me a little bit about how you feel about the games.
Know your role and shut your mouth. Yeah, big Kelsey. But that was good. I mean, some I didn't like how the game ended on a penalty. Like, to give the yards. I would like it to be, me, I don't like nothing free. Even though it was a hit out of bounds. But with those two teams, I would have enjoyed to see another quarter of overtime with the new overtime rules to see what that's about. That'd have been cool. But I'm just glad that we put out that win, kicked that field goal, and on to the Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah, you tripping. The win is a win. I don't want no fucking overtime rules. Anything could happen. You can't touch the quarterback when you're out of bounds. Point blank, period. You seen what his own teammates said. You seen what his own teammates said that wrote him under the bus.
True. But to end it like that, I would like to see more. I would like to see more football.
I mean, I ain't gonna say you're not thinking logical. You're more so thinking like, you just thinking like
a fan of football, like to see more football.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was going to say as a fan of football, and I agree too. I def thought it was going to overtime for a little bit, but not Mahomes, excuse me, Burrow kind of forced it the drive before Mahomes drove down and everything happened. It got tipped for an interception. You just got to credit the Chiefs defense. A lot of talk was about Chris Jones not being the man to step up last year. He's an All-Pro and got his first 2 sacks in this playoff career. So big ups to Chris Jones, man.
13 games before that.
And it was down. My bad. We was down 3 wide receivers. Punk ass Tony always getting injured. Punk ass Hardman always getting injured. Man, well, how easy be saying they mad at good. And then we had Juju who just running the cardio out there. So shout out to Scantley. Though he did his thing.
MVS
he performed and showed up.
They said he had a dev game. That's the running joke in the league. So he had a dev game out there, man. It was going crazy. I will say, I in the chat and in the text group with you guys, we were talking about that touchdown pass to MVS, and Mahomes just let that thing rip like a Beyblade. I was so impressed with that. We know he can make that throw anyway, but we haven't seen it to anybody outside of Kelsey this postseason. And then in the past, they always kept saying he needs Tyreek. He needs Tyreek. I think Mahomes has shut a lot of people up this season. And it's ironic that the two front runners for MVP are going to go head to head in the first Super Bowl with two black starting quarterbacks. So the fact that we're witnessing history is something very elite, and I'm glad I'm here to witness that. I guess it's not too early for predictions, but both of you guys rooted for the Chiefs, and are you still going for the? I know OG is, but I'm gonna go to Weezy this time. I ain't gonna ask you.
I do want to say this though, with this game Patrick Mahomes just had, and beating Burrow. He separated himself from all the other quarterbacks. It's Patrick Mahomes and everybody else. Like, for real.
He already separated himself.
No. I'm saying, but this, how this over the hump, like LeBron had to beat Detroit, Kobe had to beat Boston in them finals. Like, certain things you got to do in order to solidify yourself or solidify your legacy. He couldn't beat Burrow. So, he did it to go to the Super Bowl.
But he already won a ring. He been twice. Now it's 3 times, and he missed the conference 5 times in a row. People would never accomplish that, like in their life.
But it's still things that people hold over your head.
You said what? That's just
not everybody can accomplish these things. It's one Super Bowl.
That's my point. That's just some shit that haters said they keep wanting to keep proving. They give. I'm about to say it. You don't want me to say what I'm about to say for the next line. You don't want me to say it, so that's the change the subject.
I do want you to say it. I ain't gonna lie. I want to hear it.
You want me to put a race card, so let's just skip the subject.
But see, the beauty in what you're saying right now, like you can no longer do that. The league is dominated by the black man. In previous years, we've always talked about the Tom Brady's, the Peyton Manning, the Drew Brees. No disrespect and no reverse racism. Please do not take it this way. You're not mentioning a white quarterback as the first quarterback in the NFL anymore. You're not. It's just not happening. You've had your Randall Cunningham, your Donovan McNabb, your Michael Vick, but now you're mentioning Patrick Mahomes. You're mentioning Jalen Hurts. And God rest his soul, you know what I'm saying? But even, to Weezy's credit, they still mention Deshaun Watson is up there. But most notably, Lamar Jackson. So you have over 10 starting quarterbacks in the league are black. You haven't had that in forever. So history is being made. It's just like back when the Bears played the Colts and it was Lovie Smith versus Tony Dungy. So
your two black coaches, yeah.
History being made again. It's just a beautiful thing to see. And, don't take it for granted because, people always talk about, and I'm sorry to get political a little bit. People always talk about the reparations. People always talk about how, the black people, the culture deserves more. And one of the best sports in the world, two of the both starting quarterbacks are black. I don't think people understand how big that is, how big of a deal that is. So very, very fun to see.
There's only 8 black starting quarterbacks. Because what's his name lost his spot? Winston lost his spot, and
who?
Winston.
So if we name them right quick,
Jameis Smith.
We got Patty. We got Lamar. We got Fields. Trey Lance is technically black, and he was the starter to begin the season. So I'll name him for season stakes.
You say technically? Murray.
Is he not? Is he not mixed?
No. I'm saying why you said technically though?
I think he's mixed like Patrick. So I don't know. When the light skinned brothers come out, you never know whether they black or not mixed. So
copy.
I don't have my facts in front of me right now. I know somebody will fact check me a little bit. So
you're gonna have Trey. You're going to have real Trey Rob in the chat talking about, yeah, he mixed.
He not 100% black just like him, right? Exactly. So we had 5. We had 5 with Kyler. You have Geno Smith. That's 6. You have Russ Wilson, even though he stinks now.
You got Watson.
Watson makes 8. So we're at 8 right now.
You said Fields?
We said Fields. We said Trey Lance.
Kyler Murray.
We said Kyler. We said Lamar.
Oh, Dak,
yeah. So Dak makes 9.
I think that's it.
I feel like Jameis makes 10 technically if he was still the starter, but he did start the season. So to start the season, they were 10.
Is he
Motherfucker lost his job. He said to an injury. Motherfucker was mad.
Is Riddler? What's his name? No,
he don't.
Your quarterback. Your quarterback.
I think
Sweet.
Ritter is mixed. I'm not sure either. I don't want to count him because I'm not sure if he's melatonin or mayonnaise.
Is he really the starter though? Is he really the
Mulatto.
Going forward, yeah, like Austin Eckler, right? Going forward, he is though. I think that we will end up cutting Marcus Mariota. You know, the Marcus Mariota experiment did not work. So I do think that Ritter moves on and just takes on the chance. And I'm really happy with our rookies, man. Tyler Allgeier, 1,000-yard rusher as a rookie, took over for Cordero Patterson. Very, very cool. Averaged almost 5 yards per carry. So Drake London, even though he didn't have a great rookie season, I think he had a solid enough one for what he was given. Kyle Pitts was hurt. So I'm just very happy for the future for Atlanta.
Can I shine some light on my Spanish people? For my man Pacheco, Dominican. Shout out to DR from Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Pacheco.
You know, next episode, we definitely got to come up with a rookie ranking list because there were some very big surprises. I mean, you know, Big Purdy. Shout out to Brock, man. Hopefully he heals. He tore his UCL. That's usually what they call it.
Anybody could fit the system. Scream, chill. Big Purdy, anybody can fit that.
We're going to talk about that when we get our guest up here, man. But, you know, Brock Purdy did tear the UCL. He will be out for 6 months. He should be good when next season comes up. And that's part of a bigger problem we're about to address. But
I want to welcome our special guest, the one and only what you want to be called, Big Texan.
Oh, hell no.
Big Mony.
Big Mony.
Sipping lean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back then, they didn't want him. Now he hot. They all on him.
Big OJ intro, man. If y'all don't know, that's Money
Big
on
OJ
the intro.
Well, first to start off, right? You was never on the show before, right?
I don't think so. Nah, Weezy was saying he thinks I was, but Weezy be saying a lot of things, so. But I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think you was either. I don't recall that. He said that's when Trump got elected. I don't know. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either, but maybe. That's a long ass time ago. 2016.
Well, and how do you now?
Yeah. I'm fucking 25, bro. I'm saying 2016.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
getting up there.
You young. Wait till you hit 30. I can say that now.
Well, to start off, I'm gonna ask you this question. How does it feel like, well, one, to be a staple of being in and out of AGS, like you're like in, out, in, out, in, out. But like you're kinda like people like you. I could say it like that. People fuck with you. They enjoy your debating style, except for Weezy because he says you're a Republican. That's why he's on mute right now. But like, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about being in like AGS and just the whole culture of it?
Man, bro, I just really all fuck with y'all. I mean, I've probably been in this league since at least 2017. So I feel like I know all y'all now. I know how to push y'all's buttons. But I mean, I just feel like I like to come in there and talk shit to y'all, give y'all a different perspective. But yeah, man, I really just fuck with y'all like almost like family, even though I don't really know none of y'all like that. But it's just been so long, and I don't know. AGS is a cool thing to be a part of, man. Y'all been doing it so long, and I've been involved in it so long. So shit, bro. I think it's dope as fuck, bro. I'll always fucking jump back in when I got time if y'all let me. So.
Man, you matured so much. I could be honest. I could be real honest. I remember we used to bicker, childish bickering, but like from what I've seen from then to now, like you really matured up, and also your game matured up because I see you getting some wins out there in the league now this season with the Raiders. Like what? How can you compare your game before to your game now? Like, what are you doing different?
Man, I mean, realistically, I'm just focusing on the run, bro. I kind of started to figure out, some run plays that work for me. I mean, really just taking my time, man. I used to be a huge fucking stoner, so I feel like I'd constantly just get stoned and just start chunking shit up. I think a lot of that came from just fucking around in franchise mode, building teams and trying to stat pad. But I just reevaluated, took that little break from being in any leagues and kind of tried to figure out how to actually be good if I ever joined up again. And I mean, I still got a long way to go, but shit, it feels good, bro, to be able to talk some shit for once instead of being the one getting shit talked to, Been so long.
No, you still stink. So I don't know. Not
Check the
good.
defense stats though. Come on. I'll be and that's the main thing. I do still stink on offense, but I started using the safeties and the DBs and the linebackers, and I got comfortable doing that. And I mean, I feel like that on its own is a huge advantage. If you're trying to D line or use the D line, you're really fucking up. And I don't think I really realized how big of a deal that was till lately.
I mean,
But
I just feel like you want participation trophies because you be losing but scoring. Like you're supposed to score. I'm not gonna give you a trophy for still losing.
well, I mean, bro, you be
I mean, if
hating, but
anything,
like,
I give. You know what? I give you a trophy. You know what I give you a trophy for?
what's
For
up?
actually playing your games and not making us wait
I knew that's what you were
an hour after the league is about to advance to play to lose. So at least you're losing early. So that's cool. I mean, cause you still fucking losing. Like you're still not winning.
I'm
You just
4-5. I'm 4-5. Come correct. Excuse me. And I'm probably what 15 points away from being like 6-3, bro. Like for real.
You lost to the Chargers by 41. You lost to the Broncos by 10. You lost to the Chiefs by 8. I mean 7. You lost by the Saints by 31. You lost to the Jags by 6. So that's
The Saints,
Chargers was
the
rough, yeah.
Saints and the Chargers was rough. The rest of them, I was definitely hanging in there till the fourth quarter. And you know what? Let me get some upgrade. Give me a season or two. I think I'm making the playoffs even in this division. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm
That's a
coming.
bold statement with that
I stop
division.
talking because now you think you gonna win a division over JaVale and Trent? Stop it, bro. Like, come on.
I don't think he said win division. He just said make the playoffs. And when we
Yeah, he
talk
said make
about that,
playoffs.
Oh, you
when
said
you
make the
look at
playoffs?
when you look at the AFC, it's just like it was in the original league. It's kind of crazy over here. The AFC North has 4 great competitors, and at any given moment, they can all make the playoffs. You got AO, you have Elmel, you have Slop, who's undefeated still, just like our guy Weezy right now, and you also have Greg. So it's kind of crazy in the AFC, and you know, some would say the NFC is big stinks because they let Weezy go 10-0. That's what they say, and not me. So there's that.
I mean, I completely agree. I mean, it's not gonna happen a lot, especially with the competition I gotta face. I know y'all motherfuckers are way better than me at this game, but I just need a couple of y'all to slip up one year. Just keep doing what I'm doing. Once I get this team up, which is on the right track. Weezy always hating on my trades, but I got this team performing way better than if I left it off rip. And I'm finna get. What's up?
If Keith loses this game next week to the Cleveland, you will be in 7th place, and if you win, so you gotta win.
Here's the thing: whether I win or lose, I'm at 4 regardless because my division is complete cheeks. So the Patriots are 0-9, Robinson's 2-7, IC is 4-6, and old as hell. I'm really not worried about nothing. I just have to worry about improving from 4 every year, probably. So there's that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I told my boy French Fry though he needs to come over here. I'm gonna try and help him get his game back right. I'm gonna show him some things on my free time. But yeah,
French fry
he needs some advice for real because he ain't.
Drugs.
Well, for those that don't know, Money actually created our intro for Sunday OJ, and if you want to get into that of your creative process and how long did it take you to make that track for us, like.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I just kind of had that beat, and you know, it went a little crazy for something I could do, you know, personally. But I had that beat already ready to go, and it was kind of suggested to me like, "Yo, you be making music. You wanna see what you can do for us?" And honestly, I put that shit together in about 20 minutes, bro. I literally wrote that shit, recorded it probably once or twice, and then I was like, "All right, I like the high pitch," and put it out there. I hit the little like the oohs and ahs at the end, and slapped some auto tune on it, and I sent that to y'all. It really didn't take me that long, to be honest. But realistically, I don't know. I thought it came out sounding cool as fuck. To be honest, I thought that
No,
shit
it
came
definitely was, man. We be having everybody bopping when they first come and tune in. They're like, "Oh, that that's our good man Money right there."
Yeah, I knew
but
it was gonna work as soon as I recorded it. That's what I said about that.
definitely appreciate that. So back to Madden real fast, and you speaking about trades. With your crazy trades or people that consider them crazy, do you consider yourself a top builder in the league, even
Oh
though you
God.
don't win as much? But do you consider yourself a top builder?
I mean, all right. So here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say a lot of motherfuckers in this league, I think, do not value players correctly. I think that I value my players a lot more off what they're gonna be in the next 2 seasons than what they're gonna be now. And like maybe that's just from being so bad for so long. But I mean, even perfect example, like I was able to move on from Chandler Jones, which is gonna be a cap problem. And I was able to add two young fuck players, one of them which has been lights out for me on defense, and as Caesar upgrades at the guard spot, it's making my O line better. I'm seeing every week I'm getting a little bit more time back there. I got all these youngins on the O line. So I was just thinking, man, I didn't even think I was gonna be 4-5 this year. So when I make trades, I'm always usually thinking about next year. If I like where I'm at for a year, I'm not gonna be making any trades. And I think a lot of people, yeah, they jump the gun on, oh, it's X Factor now, it's this, that, but I really just try and focus on, where's my team gonna look like in 2 years if I make this trade? What's my cap gonna be if I make this trade? I'm definitely not making trades thinking for this year. Now, some of the ones I made this year, they've worked out pretty well for me, but that's definitely not what I was thinking, and I think that's usually why I end up with a higher overall team. And that's why I'm honestly, probably one of the only ones in here. But I'm glad we did a reboot, man. I wanted to have a fresh start, be able to kind of build my team up, see how it's going, and shit, it's going better than I could ask for, man. I think this gonna be it for me for real. I'm be right back in the playoffs. I ain't been in the playoffs since I had the Cowboys, so and that's a
Hey,
hell.
shout out to that because I let you win and you got in there. I
Uh,
respect. You
hey, but
it's
I
all
won my
love, though.
game. Hey, we
You
can say
definitely
that,
did.
but I
You
won my
definitely
game.
did.
I won my
You
game,
definitely
so
did. But you
can't
didn't
take it.
answer if you consider yourself a top builder, and if you can you name top five builders in your opinion?
Um, well, I think Trent is the best builder, but I think a lot of that has to do with just the fact that he gets all the devs, he upgrades these players, and then he moves them for 3 times what they were worth, stacks up assets, and I mean that's what I really try and do as well. So I think Trent definitely has got to be up there. I really never like any of the trades Weezy makes. I'm gonna be honest. I question some of them. He also be trying to rob people, but that's just so. I'm gonna say if I had to say top 5 builders, definitely Trent. Honestly, Scream, I like what you usually do with your teams. I like myself up there. Uh, AO usually puts together a good squad. Uh, man, I don't even know. There's a lot of people build good teams, but if you ask me personally, do I think myself is one of the better team builders in the league? I think absolutely you got to put me up there. I mean, if you're looking at team overalls and some of the things my teams are able to pull off, even with the lackluster skill set, I think you have to put me up there. And you know what? I got a fucking graphic from y'all that says best GM 2021, so you
Yeah,
can't take that
yeah,
from me either.
yeah.
Man, that was because
That
you
that is a
trade for
fact.
all
That
the
is a
good
fact.
players with your top overall pick, man.
But that's
Shut
still
up.
building. That's
But
still building though.
still building, exactly. And I ain't gonna have that top pick this year, so we're gonna see. And I'm probably not gonna have the top pick for the rest of this Madden. So we're gonna see what I'm able to do without that. That's for sure.
Do 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 you consider yourself? I'm gonna name five people off the top, and you just tell me if you think you're better than them. Yes or no.
All right.
My caddy,
Yes.
JPack.
No. Yes. Wait. No. 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 Probably not. He usually beats me, but I think I'm more closer to his skill than some people like to think. But
Jay.
no. Jay, I see. I would have said, you know what? I love Jay. I hate to say it. I would have said yes before this year, but he looks good this year, so I'm not gonna take that from him. I'll give it to him.
Um, did I say French fry? That's your boy.
Yeah, I beat the fuck out French fry.
And last but not least, I don't know if you played him yet, but I'm gonna say Omega. Do you think you're better than Omega?
Ah man, did I play Omega yet? Oh, nah, I played I don't know, man. I don't know if I played Omega enough to really to give you an answer on that. I maybe played him a few times in my Madden career, so I really couldn't give you an answer on that one.
What are you
I
so
oh,
being
go ahead. You
being
go.
that we we're in a new year, obviously, and it's a new Madden, even though we're halfway through. The Super Bowl's next weekend, the Pro Bowl's this weekend. You know, when this game first came out, who did you think was the best team to start a franchise with? And now that we're in the final phases of the final rosters coming out, where some leagues will reboot post Super Bowl, post final update, who do you think the current team is to build best if you were to start a CFM today?
Man, I was actually having this conversation the other day. I think it's tough, man. I really think there's about 5 teams that I really like. I mean, you know, if you're getting a free
name all 5, that's cool too.
Yeah, I mean, the five I'd probably look at. I'm looking at the Eagles for sure. I know Hurts' arm ain't that strong, but that team's solid. Chiefs, just because Mahomes, I'll be a little worried about the cap sitch. Definitely like the Browns, especially if you're getting a free X Factor superstar. Definitely like the Browns. I like Watson a lot in the game. Let's think. Ravens, you can't neglect Lamar. And man, and then it's a tough call between, like, I like the Seahawks a lot. I just think they did. I mean, dude, any team with a young high def quarterback as well, but I'd say probably my top 4 would be Browns, Chiefs, Eagles, Ravens, and then I might even throw the Cowboys in there to round it out.
But you know what's crazy? The fact that every year in franchises, Madden franchises, the Browns always go top 5, but in real life they stink. People just Madden good, right? OG, like they just Madden like the Browns are always good on Madden, but in real life they just can't figure it out. We just like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with them? Well, they got 2 running backs, they got a tight end, they got the wide receiver, they got a quarterback now with Watson. We know it's upgrade from Baker Mayfield.
Well, they had what's that quarterback? We didn't even name him that starting black quarterback.
Well, we took him away because the Watson started of him now. They got the 2 corners. They got Gary about to be going. Not Gary about to be going. They got
Clowney about to be going.
Yeah, Clowney. They got what's the one opposite of him? Wilson, Garrett Wilson. Like
Miles Garrett.
What else more?
Couple young linebackers.
Yeah, like why they so good on Madden, but they suck in real life? Like, what's up? Like, why? Like, what is it?
Scream sounded OD confused. Tell me that, like, are you trying to actually?
Like, is it the coach or is it what is it? Like, what is it?
Man, the Browns just cursed, man. And you know what? When I saw them sign Watson, I said, damn, of all the franchises to take that risk, the Browns, that's just got bad news on it. And I know he just went there for the money. I know he wanted I think he wanted ATL for sure. I think he wanted ATL, but they weren't giving him that guaranteed. So,
and I'm glad we didn't, because I would have been pissed as hell. I was not with it.
And then also they got Cooper now. Next year they'll probably be. That's another top 5 team. If I'm not mistaken.
You're right. They do got Cooper. We ain't even mentioned that.
You know, I do wonder what their cap situation is like, though. I haven't talked to Greg, and then Omega. I don't know if Omega knows the cap situations in Madden and stuff like that. Not to say he's bad at it or ass or anything, but we never really spoke on it. So I do wonder, you know, is cap going to be an issue for the Browns at some point eventually, or what has it? Because, you know, Watson got $230 million guaranteed. Like, your quarterback's locked up. You don't got to sign him. But does that hurt your ability to sign other positions, especially knowing you have Denzel Ward making the most for a cornerback? Myles Garrett is probably going to get another good deal if he didn't already get one. I'm not sure of his contract status. And I think Jedrick Wills, the right tackle that they got in the draft a couple years ago, he's coming up on his contract. So you got to show some money out eventually. You know what I'm saying?
No, and this is what I say. He's going to have to move one of his younger studs. Maybe even that tackle might make sense, especially without a superstar development or anything like that. He's going to have to play the game of a couple of these guys up for contract year. I'm going to send them for picks, and he's going to have to draft well, because you're right. The cap, it does become an issue by, like, season 2. Definitely becomes an issue. And I can even back this by saying, if you go into franchise and you just play a little offline league, and you go into free agency that second year, you'll see a lot of those Browns players pop up on there. And you know, some of them, and that's even with some of the lower end players that for sure gonna get paid, like Greedy and stuff like that, in a user league that ain't getting paid, and they still can't pay some of the top guys. So I would say the cap's definitely gonna be messed up for him if he wants to keep that team looking good. He's probably gonna have to play that game where those mid-tier younger players coming up on that third year. He's probably gonna have to move him for some picks if he wants to keep that team good, or he's gonna lose some free agency, like you said. Because that cap can't be right.
I'm looking at it right now. The only people that's coming out this year, like once this Super Bowl is done, is Clowney and Kareem Hunt and Deion Jones. Nobody cares about Jacoby Brissett because they got Watson. Everybody else is horrible.
Yep. Well, I know Greedy was a free agent, but he probably already paid him.
So wait. So then you got next year. You got John Johnson, Jedrick Willis, Grant, him, and then you have what the fuck is Greedy? I don't see Greedy Williams up here.
I think that's what he was saying. He re-signed him already. So I think he already re-signed Greedy, which is why you don't see it.
Yeah, I got a question for all three of you guys, real fast. Sauce Gardner, he had tweeted out that Eli Apple is the Patrick Beverly of the NFL, right? With that being said, like, who do you guys think is the Patrick Beverly of AGS?
I mean, somebody who always talking but don't do shit.
Go.
I want to say his money.
I got three people that come to mind when I think about a Patrick Beverly kind of guy. You always bring the hype. You loyal to wherever you at, and you got smoke for anything and everybody. I got three people in mind, and I'll just go 3-1. 3 is definitely AO. It don't matter how long we've been in AGS. It don't matter where we've been in AGS. And I said it earlier, like he's just always on go. He don't care. He really is I don't care vibes, and then there's no telling him nothing different. Number 2, even though he's not in the league, Wang is cool, but he annoying as hell, and that's exactly what Patrick Beverly is. Like people get along with him. Don't get me, like you just said, you know what I'm saying? People get along with him, but he's just like a guy that's annoying. But you kind of got respect for him if you've known him long enough. And then number 1 is Slop. I hate that I'm doing it to him, but we got to go off track record. Slop talk crazy. He got a great record every season, but then when it's playoff time and it's put up or shut up, he usually quiet. So that's my 3.
I think I'm gonna go with Wang. I think I'm gonna agree with you with Wang. I think he's the Patrick Beverly of AGS.
Shit, I honestly am surprised y'all didn't say me. I think one of y'all did. I think me and Jake be talking a lot of shit for not making the playoffs. That would have been my 2 picks. I think some of those like Slop and Wang and Ao. I think they more like the James Harden. Well, Ao good. Ao be winning. I'd say Slop and Wang like the James
Wang
Harden.
though? Because Wang, like you remember when Patrick Beverly they won that playoff game and he was wilding.
He was really standing up like he was D Wade on the shit though. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why I say Wang is. He's a big ass like Patrick Beverly's a troll.
And the even crazier part about him is like he's consistent with that. He's like it doesn't matter whether he get kicked out when he come back. He literally is consistent with all of that energy, no matter what the situation is. So if I gotta change it, I'll put Wang at 1. You're right. The consistency gets it, man. Consistency is what it gives you that.
Like the first thing I thought of was when Patrick Beverly did that. I'm like, Wang would do some shit like that, like when he beat AO, like that. That was
he was in the chat bringing up all the Washington Commander stuff from 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's Pat Bev officially, like Wang Bev.
Oh man, Wang Bev, get the fuck out of there, man.
That's funny.
That's terrible nicknames.
Wang be talking shit, but that's why everyone knows who he is, and that's why he grew on me. I like that he talk a bunch of shit. I think some people get a pass for talking shit, and he's definitely not one of them. He catches a lot of heat for it.
It's not wrong talking shit, but his shit be so old. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's years ago. Like, bro, let that shit go. As OG would say, BC. Like, it's so. I mean, how many times you talk about the same shit from years ago? Do it like now.
But the thing is that he brings it up like it's fresh. Like, his shit is so potent. Like he could bring some old shit and it will sound fresh, and you just start laughing like, yo, he is crazy.
He bring up that Bad Blood Bowl so often, man, and it's like, yeah, you ain't been the same since. And dude was like, yeah, you ain't neither. Like, it's just funny every time, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Earlier,
I could have definitely
on.
seen Money in what's that? What was that book? The book gang, Academy thingy.
Oh,
I could have
Academy.
definitely seen Mony in that.
Oh,
In
I
that.
remember that shit. I remember that shit. That's a long time ago.
The OG. Remember earlier you was like, Patrick Mahomes finally separated himself from like the best quarterback.
Uh huh.
So the reason why I said I didn't want to bring it up because now it made me think about it. How he keep bringing up the past about how he went to the conference and then like he thought he was elite, and I was thinking, and I thought about Patrick Mahomes. It was like this now made him better or whatever. But now I was like Aaron Rodgers only went to the Super Bowl once, but he was always elite, and he haven't done nothing since. So that's what I was trying to understand. Like, how come Patrick Mahomes had to go through all these struggles, not struggles, but to prove that he's not the best with beating Joe Burrow. But he's been to the Super Bowl twice. Well, now 3 times. I'm saying Super Bowl twice, MVP, everything else you need is the biggest contract ever. But Aaron Rodgers was named the best quarterback for the past 10+ years to now, and he only won the Super Bowl one time.
You know,
I just
You know what I want?
one
ahead,
time.
Drew.
That's one.
So
Well,
he was
because I just
always
want to say
considered
this
the
one.
best. He was.
It's
Hold on,
different.
let me finish. Let me finish because I was quiet earlier. He was better than Brady and everybody. I know Brady got more rings. I'm talking about just quarterbacks and stuff, but he was always that quarterback. Fucking 3 interceptions out the year, throwing the shit out of bounds, got good completion percentage. I don't understand why did Patrick Mahomes got to go through all this now for him to be saying, "Oh, now he's considered." No, he been the best. He did everything
Because
other
I'm
people
just
would
say
not
three
ever
things.
do.
One, we live in a different media era. Like Patrick Mahomes' era of media is totally different. So like one day they like it's just totally
That's
different.
true.
Two,
That's true.
um, what I was gonna say, I don't think like he got the swagger of playing right, but as far as Mike swagger, he don't really have it. Like he sounds like like he's the way he sounds, the way he carries. It's just
He's Kermit the Frog, man.
Yeah. I
He's a
didn't want to try to
he's
play
a
him 'cause that's my
cartoon
guy.
character. He's a cartoon
But
character in a world where you want to be seen as a man. No offense
yeah,
to
his
him,
swag
but
on the field is amazing, but like his presence in the media is like, ugh, like you can't really sell him. Like Aaron
facts.
Rodgers, you could sell. He got that pretty boy, his like
You talking about the
bareback
same
and
quarterback who get disrespected, who says he's not a good person? That's the person you're talking about, Aaron Rodgers.
no,
That
but
says
I'm
all the
just
best
saying
stuff.
no, but
Nah,
he
bro, you
just
damn.
has that. Yeah,
You using the wrong words right now. You ain't talking about saying Aaron Rodgers. We talking about who they all
wait,
say
cause
is
his
selfish.
cause his teammates, cause his team. Well, he had problems with a family. I mean, that don't make him a bad person because he don't fuck with the family or whatnot. It's
What?
just he's
But then that's nothing
he,
bad about Patrick Mahomes. He married. He got a white wife.
So
Shit that American people like. Like
I agree with
that
you.
don't make sense.
I completely agree with you, but
A
here's
lot
the
of
thing,
people
bro.
don't like Aaron Rodgers, though. A lot of people don't
Yeah,
like Aaron
they
Rodgers. In
don't.
fact,
And
Nobody
I've
else.
been saying
Nobody
he's
said nothing bad
overrated for
about
a long
Patrick
time.
Mahomes. You talking
or
about
maybe that's what it
I've been
is.
saying
Or
he's
maybe that's what it
overrated
is.
since voice. Bro, please go look at that fucking year that Aaron Rodgers won the MVP over JJ Watt, and you tell me which stats are more impressive, bro.
Oh,
Because
but
that shit.
defenses
I
don't
Yeah,
know,
get
I
it though.
know,
defense
I
don't
know.
get no love, but at the end of the
But
day,
come on, he
when you
should
talk
have.
about the Rodgers Super Bowl, he got there that one time and he made it worth it. And just so happened he beat Ben, who has two himself. So the thing about Aaron Rodgers, and I always compare to Tom Brady because he's Tom freaking Brady. These are the same people that were saying Peyton Manning is still better than Tom Brady, even though Peyton Manning couldn't beat Tom Brady. So so OG has the correct method here. The media likes the guy who wins in the regular season. You always go for the guy who's a regular season god. But when it's time to show up, when it's time to elevate your team, and I mean this with all due respect, all of these guys are Hall of Famers. I'm not taking that from them. Tom Brady elevated dudes you never heard of before. You didn't know a Deion Branch. You didn't know who David Patton was. You didn't know who David Givens, Troy Brown. People knew who Corey Dillon was before because of the Bengals, but you don't know these guys. You didn't know who Julian Edelman was. You didn't think about Wes Welker being good. So Brady is an elevator. You know what I'm saying? Peyton Manning is somewhat of an elevator, but you could argue that he had Marvin Harrison. He had Reggie Wayne. He had Dallas Clark. He had Brandon Stokely. So Peyton Manning was gifted a good offense. He had Marshall Faulk before they traded him. Think about that.
Hey,
Marshall Faulk
even
was
on
there
them-
when Peyton Manning got in the league, and they traded Marshall Faulk, and then he got a ring a couple years later. So when you look
Edgerrin
at
James.
And then Edgerrin James, the edge. You had all these guys, and you gave Peyton Manning everything. And he still couldn't elevate over Tom Brady with no names, basically. Like Kevin Falk. Like, come on, man. That's what the Aaron Rodgers issue is. He has all these guys. He had Devontae Adams. He had Aaron Jones. He had Eddie Lacy. And he couldn't elevate past a certain point except for 1 year. What is he, 1-4 in conference championship games?
Who you talking about exactly?
Aaron Rodgers. In the conference championship, he's 1-4, 1-3. He's only won it one time. He lost to Atlanta the year Atlanta went to the bowl. I think he lost to San Francisco the year Kaepernick took him. He lost a couple times when he just beat Dallas a couple years ago. Who was that? Was that the Niners again?
Or was it Seahawks?
They lost to the Seahawks when they come back. That was another one. So that was like one of the first ones he lost.
They lost in the conference. No, I'm not cutting you off. They lost in the conference to They lost in the conference 2020 season, 2019 season to the 49ers in 2020, and then in 2019 and 2020 they lost to the Packers. And then they lost in the conference in 2016 to
Atlanta. Yeah. So he's lost to Atlanta. He's lost to the Niners, I think, twice in the conference championship. He lost to the Seahawks. So yeah, I think he's 1-4 in conference championship games. And he only won the one time in 2010, which was a storybook season for him because, you know, as Brett Favre's successor, like, yeah, he had to live up to that. Brett Favre won a ring in Green Bay. So he met what he needed to meet. That's why people still meat ride him. He met his standard. All his standard was being Brett Favre number 2. That's why now the Packers are saying the same thing about.
But I'm even telling you, like, all right, y'all probably like money talking JJ Watt. Let's throw that out the window. Look at his MVP season. That MVP season I'm talking about. It's not even that impressive. Like, I get what Weezy's coming from. Like, what Mahomes do in the regular season has been more impressive, and he's still not even winning MVP. So, like, there's definitely been a whole bunch of, like, we project Aaron Rodgers is going to be this. We think he's so good he's going to do this, but he just does not get it done. And if you look his crazy seasons, it's usually like lack of interceptions or something that really looks amazing. The rest of it just kind of looks like all right, especially as of lately, especially the first one. I don't know, man. I agree with
you. I don't think last year was an Aaron Rodgers MVP year at all. But then I got to argue the same side of the different side of the coin is look at it like this. How many MVPs has Drew Brees won?
1-0. 1-0.
I was gonna say too.
Yeah, Drew hasn't won an MVP at all. Like Drew was never the NFL MVP, but he was always higher. He was always high in regard. When you look at his career, you know the Chargers gave up on him. Miami fumbled him. We always talk about Miami and their quarterback fumbles since Marino, and now they're one of the lead suitors for an Aaron Rodgers. But it's like I said. You have regular season gods. You got to go off regular season because if you have a good regular season, it usually means a good postseason if you get there. But, and this is no offense to Cowboys fans, Dak is a great regular season quarterback. But when it comes time to these playoffs, it's him and the coaching staff. No, but
I think he's
Dak
made throughout the whole.
Yeah, no, I agree. Dak def has a lot of room to get better. He def makes the wrong read too early a lot. I'm going to do this for a long time, and I'm not sorry. That play where he threw to C.D. Lamb in front of Fred Warner and T.Y. Hilton had a touchdown, how did he miss that? How did he not think to look just a slight bit to the left, open field? Nobody's there, bro. You forced it to your number one instead of thinking, oh, we got a touchdown to somebody else.
Look, if the Cowboys were doing what was best for the Cowboys and not for Jerry, they'd move on from Dak right now. Well, they could probably still get a first, maybe even more for him. Move on from Dak right now. Let Cooper Rush start the season. Add an additional first-round pick to your squad. Build up that defense even better. I mean, they have not looked that much better with Dak than Cooper Rush. And if you can get a serious asset for him, but Jerry won't do it. But realistically, living, you know, in Houston, a lot of Cowboys fans, not a lot of Texans fans. That's basically the page everyone's on. They should move on from that. He's just not it. Yeah, you get stuff. You get assets for him now. You might not be able to next season.
Yeah, of course, you always get rid of somebody who's winning. Of course,
what? He stinks. Where is he winning at, bro? Where is he really winning at?
Never been under 500 as a quarterback.
But
what Scream just talked about these regular season warriors.
That's exactly what this is. It's the Aaron Rodgers rule. And going back to Drew Brees, when you look at Drew Brees' accolades, and Weezy, you love an accolade now. You know, You love an accolade, right? Drew Brees is a Super Bowl champion and the Super Bowl MVP of the same Super Bowl. He's a two-time Offensive Player of the Year, a Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, and an NFL Comeback Player of the Year after the shoulder injury in Los Angeles the first time. And he was a first team All-Pro one time. For Drew Brees to be a top 3 quarterback pretty much in the last decade, he's only been an All-Pro once, and that's like his first year in New Orleans. Outside of that, Drew Brees just led the league in yards. He was the league leading passer till Brady just eclipsed it. Drew Brees didn't really do a lot, but people praised Drew Brees as this great guy. Did they not? And that's not
I agree.
There's no slight to Drew Brees. Like, Drew Brees was a really good quarterback, and he made people pay, Falcons included, and he got a bowl out of it. Much respect to him. But it's the same thing as the Aaron Rodgers problem. He's a regular season guy who always gets it done regular season, but when it was time to get it done, outside of Ramsgate, shout out to Nikel Roby-Coleman. Outside of that, what has Drew Brees done? You see his name still.
So every time you say that, Keith, it makes me wonder, how come these guys were considered the best with not enough hardware but Patrick Mahomes? What OG said, I'm not knocking. He's not the only person I heard say that. Why did it take now for Patrick Mahomes to finally be established more? If he done more than what Rodgers and what's his name? Rodgers and who we talking about again? What's the other? Drew Brees done.
It's the Brady effect.
Patrick Mahomes already done more than what Rodgers and Brees did, but Rodgers was considered the best quarterback for so long, but Patrick Mahomes already did more than both of them. How come it took for him to beat Joe Burrow, who Joe Burrow doesn't have shit, like you said, no accolades over Patrick Mahomes?
Because he beat him continuously.
It's the Brady effect, bro. It's the Brady effect. You got to think about it like this, right? Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick 200 overall 23 years ago. Like, it's still crazy to think this man is on his 24th season and he's still playing at a high level, even though it's not the highest.
Rodgers was first round and Brees was first round.
Well, Brees was second round.
Wait, but what are you comparing though? Are you saying they're not saying that he's better than like they saying like Patrick Mahomes is, everybody says is clear cut the best player in the NFL. But the thing is he just had that hump of the thing is that he just had that hump that he couldn't beat Burrow. That was the narrative. So he finally squashed that narrative. Like, hey, this is not narrative no more, and you guys have nothing else to say about me because I've been to the Super Bowl 3 times. I lost to Brady, and I'm about to beat up on these Eagles real fast, and I'm gonna have 2 Super Bowl rings. So
what if you lose? What if you lose?
Don't do that. Don't do that because they're not.
It's like what you said earlier.
No pretty boy Hurts.
Hurts
is a pretty boy. He got a little hoop in his ear. He's a little pretty boy. He's
Jesus
not winning
Christ.
Super Bowl. It's too early for him. But
So what if we lose? Then what?
We're not gonna just. His legacy is not. It's cemented. It's the only thing is just like matter of fact, it's not cemented. He's still gonna be the best. You see how they do LeBron? LeBron been there this many times, but he lost this many times. It's gonna be that effect of that.
He had to. That's what I was going to compare it to. Like LeBron was the same thing, right? He ain't. People saying he ain't even top 10, this, that. But once he went and he won it in Cleveland, and you could say the same thing with Mahomes this year. He ain't have Tyreek Hill. I mean, Pacheco showed up. Running backs questionable. New O-line. But he's also got the thing where he got Andy Reid as his head coach. And, they used to try and take it away from Brady because Belichick, he had to go win one without him. And, I mean, there's always going to be people talking shit. But I think you talk to most people, they'd say Mahomes the clear-cut #1 quarterback in the league right now.
So if he lose, he's still Hall of Fame, right?
I think
Mahomes isn't a Hall of Famer. It's not even that he's not. It's just the Tom Brady effect. Before Tom Brady came into the league, before Peyton Manning, who was the #1 quarterback you ever heard like your parents or even old guys?
Troy Aikman.
Dan Marino.
Montana.
So y'all are all correct. You named Joe Montana, and I'm also throwing Steve Young because he came behind Joe and did the damn thing. So you had 2 Niners quarterbacks of legend. Like, that's really rare for any NFL franchise. You had Troy Aikman because he got 3 Super Bowls with Dallas, and the How About Them Cowboys run. And then Dan Marino, even though Dan Marino never won, he was the original touchdown leader with 49 before Peyton Manning broke it, and with 48, then Peyton Manning broke it, then Tom Brady broke it. So, again, if you had to rank, between Steve Young, Dan Marino, and Troy Aikman, you're probably putting Troy Aikman first, simply because he has 3 Super Bowl rings. You don't care about nothing else.
Go ahead.
I do want to say this real fast though, because Weezy keeps saying Hall of Fame, Patrick Mahomes surpassed that. He's chasing legendary status. Like if he keeps winning rings, his is going to be legendary. Like he's
So if
Hall
you
of Fame
retire
whether
right
he
now, is he
loses.
Hall of Fame? If you retire
Yes,
right now,
yes, yes, yes. He got the same amount of wins as like 6 teams, 6 NFL teams in the NFL. He has, I think he tied the same wins playoff wins as Rodgers. He's younger, so like he retired right now. He said, but he's chasing legendary status. This is different. This is Tom Brady. He's touching Tom Brady's land real quick, and that's rare.
That
Like
is
like
crazy.
and
That,
and
that,
and what he's doing is amazing. He's doing a LeBron run when LeBron kept going and going and going and going. That's what they're doing right now in
So
football, and that's
I'm gonna see.
amazing.
I'm gonna see if y'all gonna change y'all answer. So money don't answer because I never asked you this before. Is Russell Wilson Hall of Fame? You can answer that. You
Yes,
can
yes,
answer,
yes.
Money. Keith.
I mean,
Hey, I know the Broncos stink this year, but we got.
it
As
ain't
you
even
always
it ain't
say,
even a
we got the
Broncos thing. My answer
Oh,
right now is no.
you've been to. Oh,
My answer is no. Okay, so and I'll explain before you ask OG. Right? Here's the problem: we give too many guys credit just because they won a Super Bowl. Correct me if I'm wrong. Russell Wilson's not who put up 43 points on the Von Miller list Broncos.
That was
The
defense.
Legion of Boom forced all those turnovers and got the Seahawks offense that ball. Because when it was time for Russell to win a Super Bowl against Tom Brady, well, against the Patriots defense, he was predictable. And he literally threw a Super Bowl away, which would have cemented his legacy. So for me, it's a no. He's a great quarterback, but it doesn't always mean you get in.
money.
But because he's a quarterback, he probably get in. But I still think no, not right now.
I'm gonna say I kind of agree with what Scream got to say, but I'm gonna say it don't matter because they gonna put him in there because he's Russell Wilson. There's a while he's one of the faces of the league. I mean,
Is he
people,
still the face of the league? The Broncos? I don't think so. Not no
no,
more.
no. I said for a while there,
Not
and
this year.
definitely
Not
not
this
no more.
Russell.
But
he was never
and once
face. He was
again,
never
too,
face of the league.
I think it's
He was.
also easy to take away from what he did in the past because he's doing bad this year, and we're such a period in time where it's all about what are you doing for me today. But I mean, realistically,
Twice
he
though,
did
y'all. He went twice.
well.
He went
He got
twice.
paid a
He went.
bunch.
So hear me out, y'all. I get what y'all saying. I'm not taking up for him, but so he went twice over Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. Who else he went twice over? Who else? Name somebody else for the NFC. Who else? Or Cam Newton? Okay.
He
Matt
got the same
Ryan.
amount as Peyton Manning, right? Peyton
So
Manning only went twice,
here's the
right?
thing though, bro. Are we judging quarterbacks off their Super Bowl appearances, or are we judging them based off the career that they had? Because the Hall of Fame is about the career you had, not about your Super Bowl appearances. Because if we want to go on the Super Bowl appearance thing, why is every Patriot that played with Tom Brady not going to the Hall of Fame? Brady's been to 10 Super Bowls. Brady went to 9 Super Bowls as a Patriot. He literally took the Patriots to 9 out of their, I think, 11 Super Bowl appearances. And you're not saying Wes Welker's a Hall of Famer. You're not saying Julian Edelman's a Hall of Famer. You're not going to say Jimmy G, who got 2 rings as a backup, is a Hall of Famer.
Oh, that guy stinks.
Hey, don't do that. He's better than Kyler Murray. Anyway,
I mean,
I just,
me
Man, he really hates Kyler Murray. Hey,
he's
Money.
immature. He's immature, bro. He's not. He's Baker Mayfield 2.0. I loved Baker. Y'all know I fought for Baker day in and day out. Kyler is Baker 2.0. I'm not doing it.
Do you think
again.
his height plays a issue in that? Like his height, like 'cause he's a little like a little quarterback.
I mean, Doug Flutie was small. Drew Brees was small, so it can work. But if I've given you all the tools to succeed, I gave you DeAndre Hopkins. I gave you J.J. Watt.
He's about to get traded.
I gave you what you wanted. I gave you Hollywood Brown. I gave you your former college teammate.
Can I ask you a question real
And you
fast?
got
Do you
4
think
wins.
Hopkins is getting traded? Do you think Hopkins is getting traded because he has issues with Kyler Murray?
I don't think there's no issues.
I don't think he wants to continue to be a loser.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
That's
being.
the standard Texas.
I mean, I've been following Kyler Murray since high school, and he's been locally famous since I was in high school. He's been well touted everywhere he's went. I think he's just got a little bit of a diva complex. Like he probably thinks he's better than he is, and I'm not saying he couldn't get there, but he's definitely just been top dog every step of his way throughout football. And I mean, when I saw him get transferred out of A&M, I was shocked, but he's because I thought he was for sure gonna take A&M to do some crazy things. He didn't. Went to OU, looked really good, got #1 pick, and I think that just reinforced. And then he gets paid real early, probably before he proved anything. And I think it's all just is pushing him to he thinks he's better than he is, but where's the accolades? What has he done? Nothing. Like realistically, nothing at all. And he's paid like he should be top 5 quarterback in the league. I could name 5 quarterbacks right now. I'd take over Kyler Murray easy, easy. So
So, I got a question. I know your team is Houston Texans, right? And yeah, guys need a quarterback. Who you taking, C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young?
it's not even close. I'm taking Bryce Young. Not even close. In fact, my biggest fear right now is the Colts jump us, take Bryce Young at 1, and I got to sit there and watch Bryce Young go to work on us for the next 15, 20 years. That's actually really what I think's about to happen. Stroud,
I hope y'all
I don't know about Stroud. I don't know about any of
Weezy
the
likes him.
take
Weezy said Stroud over Young.
what.
Levis
That's
or
what.
Levi. Take Will Levis, please. Hope y'all take the Great White Hope. Please take him. Please.
Bro,
I want to
please.
see how
No,
they
don't.
did.
Dude, you're going to speak that into existence. Let's not do that. Like,
Listen,
how
I
can
want y'all to
this is
do
what
how
I don't
y'all.
understand. How can this is what I don't understand. Let me just have a little money moment. How the fuck can you look at what the Jets did when they won that meaningless game, didn't get Trevor Lawrence, end up with Zach Wilson, and do the same mistake, win a meaningless game, end up with the 2 pick, and then take the Will Levis, the Zach Wilson? You can't do that. You this just happened. Like, you got to look at around and say, man, do we want to be in that position? Imagine if the Jets had Trevor Lawrence right now.
You gotta
You
understand.
got a point.
You gotta understand. You don't understand because what I'm about to tell you. Y'all don't say this. This is what I was taught, and what we say. White is right. Okay.
Oh,
So
brother.
reason why I say that is because of course they will take a Zach Wilson and what's the guy who got picked over Deshaun Watson? What's his name? Keith always bring up
Trubisky.
every
Mitch Trubisky. Mitch, I'm not a bitch Trubisky.
like
And the
him.
Bears,
Like
again, the Bears traded up for him 1 pick, bro. Let's just, Lordy Jesus.
Hey, they passed on Mahomes and Watson, not just
it's what I'm
Watson.
saying. So it's like
And that shit is so crazy. It's so terrible.
so of course he's gonna get picked high because you can't go wrong with him. But we all know the true answers is either I know how OG felt about OSU. I get it. So let's just leave off CJ Stroud. Let's just skip it.
Bryce
So,
Young.
okay, OG,
Bryce
you
Young.
got it. I'm not gonna
Bryce Young.
Bryce
Young.
Young. The answer is
It's
Bryce
fair.
Young. When I watch Bryce Young, I look at a little bit smaller Deshaun Watson. Like, that's how I feel watching him. Like, he's gonna make some magic happen.
So look, so after Bryce Young, let's say a team needs a quarterback. We're not bringing up a trade. We're not bringing nothing. Who needs the next best quarterback is who?
I see Will Levis going to the Colts at 4 if they stay at 4. I think that's a lot. I think Ursay would love him.
Do you
Honestly,
think he's the next best quarterback instead of
no,
Young
no.
or
Actually, I don't.
Richardson?
I don't really like. Hey, I don't really like any of the quarterbacks. I don't like any of the quarterbacks after Young. I mean, I've watched just like enough videos on all of them, just as a Texas fan trying to see what I'm gonna get. When you watch Bryce, like the plays he makes that are good or like magical. When you watch Stroud, it's like, okay, yeah, he like put the ball on the money, but what's he really doing? He's not really making plays like Bryce Young is. I don't even know Levis. I ain't watched enough on him. I just don't want him. I see his stats. I'm good on
Yeah.
that.
So as everybody know, like me, I love football way more than basketball. That's why sometimes when they talk basketball, I shut the fuck up because I don't watch it enough how like they do, and I know how like I watch football more than how other people do. Like Trent don't really watch football for real. He's a basketball person. So like, when he talks his basketball shit, I let them talk all day. Anyway, so me, since I watch football more than any fucking thing, I watched the college, I watched the games. I saw the highlights of this dude. How you say his last name? Is it Levi or Levis? What is it?
Do you
Levis,
actually watch
I
or do you just look at highlights? I just want to know if that
Both.
clear.
So let me both.
Because if you're not a scout though, so you can't make a decision on what these scouts are saying. These people are paid millions of dollars to go watch these players to understand them, to see the mechanics, to see their character, their
So when they
everything,
wrong,
their aura.
so when they
When
wrong,
they're wrong, they probably get fired. Like the person that drafted Mitch Trubisky probably got fired. He's probably not there no more. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But I
that's
do
true.
want to say
Ryan
this.
Pace was fired. And just to give another backdrop to OG's point, Mike Mayock is who made all those stupid picks for the Raiders, like Cleveland Farrell, Henry
I know who
Ruggs.
that is.
All and Mike Mayock was from NFL Network, so he had a lot of experience in talking about a draft board, just like a Mel Kiper. So and then he made all those bad draft picks. I think the only draft pick he made that was good was Josh Jacobs. Like what?
I do want to say this though. If Will Levi or C.J. Stroud do go to the Colts, they're gonna be placed in a perfect perfect position for them if
That's
they
why I
get the
want
right
CJ
coach.
Stroud to go there. I don't want CJ Stroud or Bryce Young to go to the Texans. Because listen, I'm just keeping it real. No matter who goes there, they're not going to be good. It don't. Let's
That's
say
not true.
okay,
Deshaun Watson changed that franchise.
everybody's
If we
not.
being
Deshaun
honest,
Watson had better help around him too. So the reason why I say that,
Easy, what you gotta understand, bro, is the Texans aren't selling tickets. They're not selling jerseys. They're not selling. They don't even got a fan base really right now. They cannot make moves that are bad PR. If they go out and take Will Levis right now, that is just that many season tickets that aren't gonna get sold. That's that many jerseys that aren't gonna get sold. That's that many people saying, "Oh, we're still on this shit. I ain't even gonna watch next year."
so
They can't do that. It don't
OG
matter,
said,
even if they
listen,
know that's their guy. Even if they're like, he's so much better, he's gonna be the next Tom Brady. It don't matter. From a business standpoint, they cannot take Will Levis. They can't. The Colts, you could maybe even say the same thing, but I could see it happening at 4, and I think it'd be a lot less hated at 4. And I think the Colts had a rough year. I don't think they're as bad as their record. I think they got some pieces on their team, and they
OG said they took Deshaun Watson. I don't think he remember who the Texans had compared to who the Texans have right now. They didn't have J.J. Watt. They didn't have Jonathan Joseph. They didn't have a Hopkins. They didn't have a Will Fuller. They don't. Hey, have you seen these Texans now? Or
even
you
after
know,
Hopkins left,
Hey, hey,
Deshaun
and
Watson looked good.
shout out, shout out. I just want to say, shout out. He don't get talked about enough. Shout out Rick Smith, man. That was the best drafting GM the Texans ever had. He
I don't
put
think he.
7 or 8 first round picks on the board that were all studs. He finished with Deshaun Watson.
That is
He
a
had to
fact
step
though.
away because his wife got cancer. But that man put together a hell of a team, and Bill O'Brien tore it to the ground. That man put together. He was very underrated GM. I'm
That
surprised he ain't
is
These,
got a.
that is facts. I agree with you 100%. That is
these
pure
Texans
facts.
now, ass. Tell me, I don't want nobody to comment. OG, tell me 5 people on the Texans right now. And be honest. Just say you don't know, and we're gonna change the conversation.
I
I
could,
just know
but
Cooks. Yeah, he's the fan, but
No, I said OG.
I don't
Name me
watch them.
5 people.
I
Five
can.
people.
All I know is Cooks
Exactly.
and the rookie running back.
Come on. I know you know the rookie DB, 2 rookie DBs, matter of fact. Come on. Come on. I know y'all know. Y'all
Come
playing.
on. He said, "Come on." You know his name. He said,
No,
"Come on."
but if Bryce Young go over there, he's gonna be in an ideal situation because he gets to control his narrative in a sense because he's gonna have free ball if you understand. Like he's gonna be able to
So,
play.
so the first pick is the Bears.
Can't be
Money
anywhere.
has a good. My money has a good situation of the Colts going up, going first. That makes sense. I just hope Bryce Young, CJ Stroud don't go to the Texans because I don't think nobody's going. A rookie head coach, it's not gonna be good for nobody. Take Will Levi or Levis. Take him. That's your best bet.
The only
They're
ideal
not going.
situation is the Colts. The
You said
Colts is
what?
the only ideal situation for any of these quarterbacks is the Colts. Nice run
What about the
game,
Panthers?
perfect line.
What about the Panthers?
The
No, the
Panthers
Colts.
fucking stink.
Yeah, agree.
And you
Hey,
know, no, in all disrespect to him, like, you know, I love Frank Reich as a coach, man. Like, and you know, it's kind of a sweet moment for him. He was the franchise's first quarterback in 1995 when they became an expansion franchise. So that's really dope for them. But you know, he's the same guy that said, "Oh, I'm the Carson Wentz whisperer. I did it in Philadelphia, his supposed to be MVP year, and then you canned him after a year." So it's hard to believe Frank Reich right in the moment with the quarterback thing because imagine they don't take a quarterback at 9. Just imagine, right? Imagine they don't take a quarterback at 9, and I don't know what they would draft. And going even back to your point about the Bears, we know the Bears don't need a QB. But people want them to get rid of Fields for some reason. I don't know why. But the Bears need defense
Bryce
more than
Young is
anything.
better.
I don't know if he is or isn't. I'm not going to say somebody who hasn't played in the NFL yet is directly better than somebody who has yet when the tools are the exact same right now for both of them. So it's hard to narrate that. But I do have a question for y'all. If you're the Bears, what are you accepting to trade down? It don't matter what pick either. It don't matter what team, but like, what is like the minimum you need to trade down?
They have so many holes. They need everything. But what I think they should do, like being like unrealistic, if they do trade up, get of course a
You can't
defensive
trade up.
end,
The Bears can't. You
I-
can trade up.
and
Go ahead.
and to get Fields of Weapon and Deshaun Hopkins. Like I'm just thinking
Who?
outlandish.
Yeah.
I mean
Uh,
DeAndre Hopkins. My bad. I
The
can't.
Bears won't trade down further than 4. Um, they might even end up just trading with 2. I think they won't. I think if I'm the Bears, I want a big time defensive star. They haven't
Mhm.
had one since Mac. They
But they
traded
traded
Roquan.
Roquan.
They traded Roquan. That's what I'm saying. They didn't want to pay him. I think they got it. Like you got him on the board. And I think if the Colts just give that much a better offer, like if Colts say we'll give you 4 and our next year first, and they say all right, and they take that, they might go like that big D tackle out of Georgia. I think that'd be a solid pick. I think they gotta get a star on defense. They gotta get someone that can put pressure on the passer. They really don't have anything that side of the ball. And
Real
then
quick though,
and I like the take. I could see Hopkins wanting to play with Fields too. So I mean I like that take as well.
I think that actually makes sense for them. Now that you mentioned that, wow.
Well, since we all got our own opinions, I don't think Hopkins want to go to another losing franchise. So he going to the Texans.
He ain't really got no. He ain't really got much
Hey,
choice
come
in
back
his say
home.
so
Come
though.
back home.
I don't think he has a no trade clause, so it's not like he has a say so in where he goes. So I mean, everybody. Well, not everybody. Let me take that back. Javale and Dunn want him to go to New England, and I do think it makes sense. Give Mac Jones a big body option. It would help because the Patriots receivers stink. Like they need help bad. They're calling on T.
and they
Higgins.
paid some people too.
Yeah, like Jacoby Myers is supposed to be this next big thing, and he's the next big loser. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Nelson Aguilar got paid. I still don't understand that one. Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry both got paid, and I don't know if they run a lot of 2 tight end sets. JaVale, when you listen, you can correct me. I definitely think the Patriots are one of the number 1 teams looking for wide receiver, but I can't.
They also didn't have
an
a offensive coordinator though. He was a defensive coordinator playing offensive coordinator. So
yeah, that's true too. And now Bill O'Brien is back. We know his offense is very simple. Shout out to Wes Welker and Julian Edelman.
Hopkins and O'Brien do not like each other. I'm gonna just
So
throw that out.
and that's exactly why that hurts that trade deal right there. Bill O'Brien left Alabama and is back in New England with Bill Belichick. So that kind of hurts the Hopkins deal. But T. Higgins is a free agent. It's no telling if he's going to stay with Joe Burrow. I think it makes sense. Obviously, look at what they did in 2 seasons, 2 conference championship appearances. But money talks.
That's true.
If the Ravens are smart,
Burrow's on a rookie deal. They gotta pay. They have to. You can't let talent walk out the door while Burrow's on a rookie deal. You pay him what you gotta pay him. They may, dude. If I was them, I'd hit him with the franchise tag. Well, isn't Jesse Bates a free agent too?
I think you let Bates walk and keep Higgins. The defense is not what got you where you got. It was the offense. So I agree with you. I think tagging Higgins is the better call, simply because you keep a Tyler Boyd, who might also be a free agent possibly, but he might stay on a smaller contract. You keep Jamar Chase on a rookie deal. You keep Burrow, who's going to get his contract extension probably this year in the offseason. But you got to sign the other guys first and make room to make. And, I'm not putting him on the Mahomes pedestal, Wheezy and OG, before y'all get mad. But the Mahomes deal kind of set up a standard going forward for quarterbacks. They want that long-term security. Like, that 10-year deal is crazy. So is it a 7-year deal that gets Burrow to sign and stay? Or does he sign a Kyler-like 5-year deal, even though Burrow has proven himself to be way better than Kyler and more? So, is it a 7-year? Is it a 5-year? Is it a 10-year? Like, what works to keep their cap flexible?
He deserves whatever money's thrown at him. But what I was going to say is, though, because Ravens are, they requested to interview Eric Bellamy. So if they get him, they should just definitely go after T. Higgins or Hopkins for Lamar.
So he gonna leave the Chiefs to go to the Ravens?
He wants to call
offensive coordinator.
He wants to call plays. He didn't get to call plays with Andy Reid.
Yeah, Andy calls the plays, and the enemy is the one that just helps. Like, he's not calling plays right now. So
and that's why
nobody thinks he can succeed because of that.
Yeah,
but that's a lot of coaches who don't really call the plays.
Nathaniel Hackett, come to the plate, please. You fucking
David
bum.
Coley. David fucking Coley.
I don't want to see D'Amico Ryans in the Texans though. I don't.
He's on the way. Get over it. He's on the way. He's on the way.
Oh, that shit is whack.
That's a fucked up situation. Like, that's a fucked up
The
situation.
motherfuckers using black people, bro. No,
I don't. Come on, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
I agree with y'all though.
dude.
So he goes there, and what's gonna happen?
He's gonna save us.
They give him 2 years, and then after that, they
He can
boot
fire
his
him
ass
again
because that team
as he
stink.
had the top pick. Nothing's happening because the team. You know what? Disbanded the whole team. Get rid of that shit. Just cancel the motherfucker. That's the best.
issue.
I heard something on the radio this morning. He said something along the lines of like, he this the team, like something about believing in the team, that believed in him or something.
Oh,
And I was
Something
about
on
to say the same thing. He was drafted by the Texans, so he
Really, I
has
know.
he has a soul tie to them. He was drafted by them. His first NFL shot came from them. He got a soul tie to the team. So who doesn't
Rookie
want to coach? Who doesn't want to coach a team they played for? Like that's just what it is.
it's late, and you got to know he's got the best job security in the NFL right now, besides Andy Reid and Bill Belichick. I mean, they're gonna have to give him 4 years. They have to. The team is fucking garbage. They can't fire another coach, especially another black coach, right, Weezy? Can't do that. So, so he's got way more job security in Houston. Like, we cannot get worse. All we can do is get better. He's got that number 2 overall pick to work with. Free agents gonna love to come play for him, especially on defense. Houston's a cool city to be in. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense to work.
I don't know.
You know what, Money? You're a horrible job car salesman. That's what you are. You're horrible. Like, you're fucking horrible. You're not selling shit, but some bullshit.
Well, why he signing? Why he signing? Money? Maybe just the money. Maybe.
Nah, it's
But
because he's got soul ties, like Nice Cream said. Like I don't know. I mean, he could have job security, quote unquote, but will the team make the correct moves he wants to make it his team?
well, I don't. Do you think he took? You think he'd take the job without saying, "I want to work right next to
Oh,
Casario"?
they could tell you that when you get hired, but after a year,
That-
they be like, it's not working.
You ever heard of people lie?
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. D'Amico is a highly coveted coach. When you're talking about the past 2 coaches we had, neither one of them were about to get another job in NFL, and they got fucking paid to come do what they did.
I'd rather him go to the Panthers or Broncos. I would have rather had him go to the Panthers or Broncos.
They're not paying D'Amico to come loose. They're not paying D'Amico to come loose. That's the difference. They definitely paid Lovey and Cole to loose. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yeah, and then when we look at the rest of the openings, Colts have not hired yet. I believe Broncos are still waiting on Sean Payton, Eric Bieniemy, and one more person. I think D'Amico hasn't interviewed with them yet. Who else is still open outside of Broncos, Texans, and Colts? I think there's one more team.
Eric Bieniemy got to be
Cardinals. Yes, thank you.
The most coach interviewed that never got a job.
Like, what is he waiting
But the
on?
thing
Like,
is,
I think he's failing his interviews.
He's denying half of those jobs, though. He's not just not getting hired. He's denying them to stay and build more of a resume, and then
Makes sense.
But here's the problem with that. Here's the other side of the coin. Nathaniel Hackett did the same thing. Mike LaFleur did, you know what I'm saying? These guys do this, and then it doesn't work out for them, and then you wonder, why the hell would you ever hired over somebody like a Vance Joseph, a black man, a Brian Flores, another black man? It makes you wonder these things, but sometimes staying too long devalues you. You have to know when to go. You want to call plays and get from under Andy Reid? Okay, leave. And I do think he ends up taking this Ravens job. I definitely think he takes the Ravens. You go from Mahomes, you go from Mahomes to Lamar Jackson.
Freedom.
You get to call your own offense. Harbaugh is a defensive coach. He's not going to get in your way. That's complete freedom, like you just said.
I wish that head coaches, and you can find out on their contract, like how much, like OG and Money was saying, how much pull they have on the team. Like, you know how some people on any sports level, like some head coaches, they can, trade people, can't trade, and don't know what the fuck's going on.
I think only Bill Belichick and Andy Reid probably the only coaches in the NFL right now. Oh, and the one from the Steelers.
Mike Tomlin. Big Newport.
I think those three.
Like, with head coaches, some head coaches don't have no power over the team. Like, I wonder who the ones that be like, I want him, or I want to draft him, and who don't. Because, like, that'd be pretty cool to what Money was saying. Like, if the D'Amico Ryan really had enough pull to say, I want these players, and some people just like, shut the fuck up, you just gonna coach whoever. Like, I'm GM. Like, for that'd be cool. Be fine.
It happened to what's the one that was suing the NFL? That's basically
Brian
what happened.
Flores.
He didn't want Tua. He didn't want Tua. He went to Herbert. They made him draft Tua. And then,
No, that's really, but that's why I brought the Dolphins up with the whole Marino thing and trying to get everybody going. You know, they had Chad Pennington, they had Chad Henne, they had Ryan Tannehill. Now they're on tour. They've been chasing. They would have had Drew Brees. They're in on Aaron Rodgers. They've been chasing. They've been chasing a quarterback for forever. Tom Brady and Sean Payton were supposed to just go through a coup and go take over the Miami Dolphins, and it never happened. The Dolphins are literally in a dumpster fire of trying to get a quarterback.
Can I ask you a question?
If I'm not mistaken, I think Coach McVay got a little bit of say so too. I think.
Hey.
I ain't gonna say a lot. I think he got a little bit of
maybe 50%, maybe 50%. He earned his stripes. He got
some good ideas.
Because it looked like he runs his team.
I think they probably asked him, "Do you want to run it back with Golf, or you want us to go get Stafford?"
Yeah. They was both together at the same time. Fuck out of here. He was saying little shit. He be saying little. I mean, listen to this podcast. He was saying little shit like, you know, I said this, and like he be saying little shit that like he can't really say all the business, but he having a little.
Weezy, you could tell by the way he carries himself. He run that team, like the way he just moves. You could just tell, like he be on that sidelines. You could tell, like he run that team.
He was like, I wanted Ramsey, but he would go into it, and then they got Ramsey. So I'm like, motherfucker, you calling out certain players, you know what the fuck you saying. He just said he really can't say it, but he's saying this shit. He wanted Ramsey, they got Ramsey.
Do y'all think Sean Payton is overrated?
I think he's overrated.
I think he's going for money right now. I think that's why. I think that's the main reason he ain't signing with a team.
No, but is he overrated though? Do you think he's overrated, coach?
Yeah, I won Super Bowl. Yeah. Overrated.
You know, I won't say he's overrated because, you know, he kind of helped Tony Romo become Tony Romo. And then he obviously, you know, had the Drew Brees resurgence. And then he would have made Jameis better had he not dipped. I won't say he's overrated. He has a specialty of offense. And, you know, he had to get away from the Saints due to the Bounty Gate situation and everything that happened. And then when Drew Brees retired, he knew that a cap strap team was not going to get a quarterback.
How come they don't talk enough about that? Like that Bounty Gate, they don't pin it on him.
Because Greg Williams got the pin of it, got suspended for a full season, and now he's a defensive coordinator somewhere. I think he was on the Ravens last I checked, but I don't remember either.
Who thinks OC? I knew the DC was great. Who was the OC for the good years? I know.
I don't remember.
Who was it? Let me get on Google. Now I gotta go on Google and see who was the OC when they was good. Like back when Greg Williams did that funny shit, he was a DC.
Not sure. OC. I know Dennis Allen was there as a DC at some point after Greg Williams. But usually, you know, when we get a guest money, Weezy has his 10 Weezy questions. So after he Google, he gonna hit you with 10 Weezy questions. And none of them involve a blue toy, so please do not fear.
All I know is you better ask one. I got a question, man. If you don't ask this, Weezy, I'm gonna be so mad. It better be number one. Matter of fact.
So, fucking name Pete Carmichael. What is that? Have you heard of him before? Pete Carmichael?
No idea.
That was offensive coordinator for all the good years. Pete Carmichael. I'm looking at the 13-3 season, 11-5 season, 14-2 season. Pete Carmichael. Who the fuck is Pete Carmichael?
Sean Payton was probably calling the plays though. That's why I said when you think about it, Sean Payton was in Dallas and the Saints got him away. So it probably was Sean Payton calling all the plays.
Chief, guess what? You listening?
Yeah.
We should be ashamed. I don't think people gonna take our podcast serious no more.
Why?
What you mean?
This motherfucker been offensive coordinator for the past 14 years.
I mean, we wouldn't know because Sean Payton was calling the plays.
Only Lurk would know. He's a Saints fan.
Don't
this
bring.
Motherfucker been even
Ask these 10 Weezy questions, man. Come on.
I don't know, bro. I am. It's just crazy that we never heard. Why didn't I ever talk about him? Never.
Stinky.
Because like he said, Sean Payton called him. You know.
OG. You said what?
Because he said Sean Payton called. That's just like, you know what I'm saying?
He been a OC since they won the Super Bowl in 2009, bro. Nobody never mentioned his motherfucker for nothing. Oh, this is crazy.
I never heard
questions.
He's probably not calling.
I never heard of him. Yeah, Pete Carmichael. You know he white and fat.
Oh my god.
All right.
All right, ask me my questions. Come on, bro.
So never mind.
Matter of fact, OG, ask your question so I won't miss it. Ask your question.
Nah, go ahead. I already know you got it in the chamber. I know you do. I just know you do because we think alike.
Just
So
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. Cause what if I
Nah,
miss it?
nah. I'll let you know if you missed it. Go ahead.
All right, bro. Man, bro. See what I wrote down. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Man, number one. What's your favorite game to play all time? Favorite game all time. It don't have to be man related, so don't say it.
Like just favorite Xbox game.
Any game.
Man, fucking shit. All time, probably spent the most time on 2K. Honestly, been playing that.
Your ass.
No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm telling you, I'm good. Hop in a wreck with me. But probably 2K. 2K, maybe GTA, but probably 2K.
Okay. Number two. How would you want your life to be remembered?
Man, for doing cool shit and having, how many people, I just want it to be remembered by as many people as possible. That's what I would say.
Democrat or Republican?
Uh, Libertarian. Nah, I mean, dude, come on, you already know. I probably lean a little more to the right, but I ain't on no crazy shit, so I'll just leave it at that.
Mm. If you could have any superpower, what would it be, and why?
Shit. I guess be just invincible, live forever.
Bitch, pick one. That's two different things.
Uh, well, shit. I mean, I think they kind of go hand in hand. I guess live forever because it basically covers being invincible.
Why you want to live forever? You scared?
Because then I could have the most impact, and I mean, we could get real deep in it.
110 years old, know how much impact in the world. They just living old as fuck.
He'll have knowledge of everything. It won't help never make the same.
Bro, you don't want to live forever, bro. If you scared to pass away, just say
I think. I mean, y'all don't fear death. I fear death. Fuck that. I mean, maybe it's because I'm younger, but
If you feared death, you wouldn't have been outside during COVID like we was.
Yeah, exactly. No mask.
but see, that's the thing. I didn't feel fearful for my life in that situation. It's a different situation.
So I don't fear for death because we all gotta die.
That's true. I fear dying. I fear
something.
dying before I'm ready. I fear dying before I'm ready, and I don't know if
I'm
Henry
gonna
died
tell you
right.
the truth. I'm not afraid of dying. Ever since I was a kid, I always say this. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of how I'm gonna die. Like it's gonna be slow and painful. Like it's gonna be cancerous, or am I gonna be in a car accident? Like am I gonna get burnt up? Like I want to know. Like
That's
I
fair.
want to know how I'm gonna die. I don't gotta know when, but I gotta know. Am I gonna be like?
You don't want to know. You're gonna be paranoid as fuck to be around certain things if you know exactly.
That's true.
Like the dude on TikTok who died from colon cancer. He knew he was gonna pass away, but he didn't tell his son. He gave some little video. Y'all probably know him. Long story short, like he died of colon cancer a couple of days ago. But yeah, but it's just like he knew he was gonna pass away, so he went to hospice. Compared to, am I gonna get bit by a snake? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that, I'm not afraid of dying. I just don't want to. Like, I don't know how I want to pass away yet. Like, I don't want to go out like Kobe did. I'm gonna be mad as hell in the airplane.
No, but the thing about rest in peace Kobe, that was instant. He probably didn't even suffer.
That's true.
But the next question,
I would rather go out. I'd rather go out quick than go out pain and suffering and having everyone watch me just deteriorate. But that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, I'd rather go out quick.
All right, number 5. What's your worst habit?
Hitting my vape.
So you want lung cancer? You gonna pass away?
That's what I'm saying. That's back to my fear of death. Yep, there we go. It goes hand in hand. Of me doing shit, not backing that up. But yeah, bro, definitely the vape. But I've been working on putting it down. So we taking it slow, but we going periods of the day without hitting it now. So we're trying to get it put down by the end of the year. That's the goal.
Number 6. If you would be president what would be the first thing you could change? You would change anything you want, president. Not something that you got to get bought on by the house that you can change.
Man,
Anything, your choice. Oh, even if it's stupid, like
that's a really good question. You know, I don't really. But I mean, I don't know if I could tell you an answer and it would be the same answer I feel in 5 minutes. But
I
I would
should have
definitely, I'd be definitely doing everything I can to put money in people's pockets, and that would be definitely exactly how I'd want to run things. I just think if everyone's got money to spend, it keeps everything flowing. If your money retains value, I think I'd be a really like fiscally driven president for the country. Absolutely.
See, you know what?
So
I never
basically,
understood. Look, when it comes to politics, because you know how they be like, you see them CNN, Fox, CBS, they be like, I'm not talking about Trump or Biden, any president, they be like, they're sending, I'm gonna make up a country, Uganda $100 million. Y'all can't send that shit to America.
No,
Like,
I feel the same way. No, I
I
feel the
don't be
same way.
it's
No,
like,
I
it's
is it
feel the
really
different.
same
like,
way.
are they
There's
really
different
getting
spending.
cash,
It's different
or
spending
is it
bills though
like,
for different
are they,
stuff. So I think that
huh?
goes under the military, the military spending bill. Like whatever they send into Ukraine and stuff is under a specific
Bro, I
spending
don't think you
package
realize
that
how
they got
much
to
money they
spend.
done spent in the past couple of months, bro. They send the motherfuckers something once a month.
Yeah, they
No,
just
but
keep
that's under
signing.
the defensive packages.
They sign bills all the time to fund foreign wars. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. We should absolutely be using our resource. We should be trying to stop outsourcing as much as we are in a lot of ways. But you know, that's a long conversation. But we should be putting money back in this country in a lot of different ways that we're not doing at all. And I'm not saying I won't say pick a side either. I don't think any of these presidents that's their number one concern. I think they're all paid for and bought by certain people or the countries. That's how they get elected. There's no regulations on that. I don't think any of them really put us first, and that's why we're in the places we are right now. So we'll see how the next 10 years go. That's all I gotta say.
All right, number 7. Where you see yourself in 10 years?
Hey, that's funny. He just mentioned that. Now you came back with that.
Where do I see myself? Uh, Shit, man. I really want a family, so hopefully in 10 years, that's my number one goal is to have a family and be
Don't get
able
no
to.
bitches.
You need a
You
girl
don't
first.
get
I
no
thought you
bitches,
was
man.
gay. I ain't gonna lie. That was one of the questions
You
I was gonna
always
ask.
with
Are
the
you
gay
gay?
girl, man. Stop that.
Bro, but that's the thing, man. I be fucking with a lot of these like club girls and shit, and we be going out and partying and having a good time and this and that. But I mean, even the other night, man, man, I don't want to get too into it, but I was fucking this bitch and she starts kissing me and her mouth tastes like chemicals because she been putting blow in her teeth and shit. And I was like, I was like, damn, man, I really need to try and like upgrade the kind of women that I'll be going for.
He said.
So
So
God,
you got contact high because you was kissing her.
no, I
That's
did actually. Matter of fact, I did. A matter of fact, I really did. Yeah, yeah, it's a different situation, but because I don't even be doing white or anything like that. I mean, I let her do it, but I was not ready for that. But yeah, I
you gotta be
definitely
careful
yeah
with all that. Fenty
yeah.
out there, you gotta be careful, man.
Oh man, bro, trust me, dog. I know at this point, but you know we're working on it. I had a couple I was trying to take serious and it ain't work out. Uh, Way too many ones I would never take serious that I let around me. But in 10 years, I hope I have that shit figured out. That's for sure.
all right, okay. Number 8. If you could visit any state, what would it be? Before you answer that, OG, I'm gonna give you the last 10th question because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna miss it. So I'm gonna let you ask the question.
Nah. He already answered it for me because I was gonna ask him if he was gay, but you know he cleared
All
it
right,
Man,
hey man. Oh yeah, well, if you could visit what state would it be that you haven't visited yet?
man, you crazy. I want to go to New York City. I've never been to New York City.
Oh, and it's not a city, bitch. That's a state.
Well, New York, but I'd go to New
Okay.
York City and spend all my time in New York City. But New York for sure.
Bro, you don't want to go there. You got bad rats. All right, number 9.
Oh,
I want to
all
live
right,
brother.
there. I want to go there.
all right, the summer or the winter?
I'm gonna say
Does he
summer,
even?
man.
Do
I
you
live
even
my
feel winter?
Yeah,
my
not
favorite
really.
time.
I only get winter for like a few months, and it's a half-ass winter. We get probably like a couple 2 to 3 weeks out the year, and they're separated where it really gets down to like 30s, 20s. But other than that, it's pretty much like 50s or higher. Summer it gets real hot, but man, I live by the water, so I'm gonna take summer all day, bro. I love going out on the boat and just catching some sun all day. It's a great day.
Number 10. Will you go to the playoffs this year in AGS? Or
I'm
okay,
gonna
not this year. Before we get to Madden
24.
3. Yeah, are
Yeah,
you going to
yeah.
the playoffs?
Yes, but not this year. But yes, but we're gonna keep trying for this year. But I'm not gonna say that. But yes, that is definitely my goal. I'm gonna make it before Madden 24. I'm gonna book it right now. Speak it into existence.
All right, well, thanks for coming out to the podcast,
Yeah.
Brosy.
Well, I do
Yeah.
want to say one thing before we go. I think you should continue that taking music serious because you got a good talent in that. Uh,
Like,
like you do. It's like I got an ear for it. You do. Anything you want to say to the league before we go?
um, nah, man. I just appreciate everyone in the league. I appreciate you for saying that about my music. I'm finna drop. I got a clothing brand I'm about to drop too called Sneaky Slut. I'm gonna send y'all some pictures when that drops.
Man,
But
send me,
I've
send me a
what's up?
size. Send me a size.
But
You go. Yeah,
Wear
he
your
don't
shit.
make your size,
I get
Weezy. He
bitches.
don't make your size.
Shut
yeah.
up, you do. I'm gonna give you
his
my size.
his shit for the slim. His shit for the slim, not for the fat.
Look, send my shit, and I'm gonna wear your shit in VA. I'm gonna get some bitches. So,
All right. I got y'all now. I'm gonna let y'all see what's up, and of course, for any of my people, I'll probably hook some of y'all up. But I got that coming soon. I don't know. I just really appreciate y'all having me on, man. I don't really got nothing to say. I'm glad I'm back in AGS.
yeah,
Hey,
don't quit this time. You done, motherfucker.
Boy, I don't quit. I get booted, then y'all come crawling back. Where money at? But I searched through the chat when I left. I seen y'all was talking about me. Y'all miss me. Weezy missed me the most. He brought my name up once a week. But
All right,
uh, but nah, y'all. But I appreciate y'all having me for real. This was cool.
all right,
all
Juice.
right.
All right, bye. Y'all.